we call these bands, but they're really not bands. They're classes. These are what we call pedagogy classes, where they learn to teach. How do you teach other students how to march? And of course, we have an audition where we select one person out of the band to be the drum major for the day, and we go back kind of a retro thing where they have to learn the signals like we used to teach at the camp. So they have to go to special camp, and the drum major leads the band, is actually going to lead the bands with these signals like we did in the old days, and the band will execute the marching fundamentals. Now, our theory about this is that we feel drum majors should know all styles. So they're taught all different kinds of marching steps and all types of stylistic things in addition to what they probably do at home. And then they can, of course, adapt what they learn here to the styles at home. But the main thing is we want these folks to be qualified to be a drum major in front of any type of band or drum corps when they get in front of them. Almost all of our instructors have been either in drum corps or been drum majors of their band or are band directors themselves and have been through our program and trained so that we have a real solid, defined method of teaching all these fundamentals to the students. And you're going to see an example of what we call the marching basics. They're going to be marching at angles. They're going to be marching with different arm swings. They're going to do what's called sequential maneuvers, like going around a corner or parade. They're going to learn a maneuver called a counter march, which reverses the band. They learn how to conduct while marching and marching backwards and so forth. So the essential basics that of a drum major needs to understand when they go home to teach their bands is covered in these classes. We have 3 different styles of bands. The first style you're going to see is what we call corps style, which is a glide step basically with no equipment. We have 3 of those bands. And each band has a director and an instructor staff. I'm going to introduce each director, who in turn will introduce their drum major, will introduce their staff. And it's just a little repetitious, but we want you to see all of them, all 4 groups, because they've worked hard all week. And it's kind of fun to get out here in this wonderful stadium and demonstrate our fundamentals. Okay, our first group is John New's band. Now, John New's been a director for many years. He was previously the director of bands at Dennis Yarmouth High School on the Cape in Massachusetts. Now he's supervisor of music. And he's been with our staff for many, many years. And when he had his high school band, they traveled all over the world and won international awards. And I think one of the better high school marching bands out east. So it's always great to have him back every year. And he's going to introduce his band. And the name of his band is Pete Said No. Okay, here's John New.
Thank you, Gary. Just to give you some background on the group's name, we had 37 names that we came up with for our ensemble, and we had a long debate, and we finally decided upon one, and I went to our camp co-director and asked for permission to use it, and he said no. So we came back and we came up with another name for our band. Pete Said No, which we like. It's a privilege to be here working with such a wonderful group of individuals and trying to make a difference in students' lives as well as in their marching and conducting. My staff, they're incredible, and once you hear their resume, I think you will agree with me. If I could have them kind of wave so that the audience knows who you are. Mr. Mark Decker. Mark is out there on the field. Mark is the former drum major of the Troy High School Marching Band in Troy, Michigan. From 1998 to 1999, he served as the drum major of the Mavericks Drum Corps out of Detroit, Michigan. Mark marched in the Marching Illini for 3 years and was drum major for the 2001 season. He served as the drum major of the Lakeshore Men Drum and Bugle Corps and continues to be an active member. Mark just graduated from the University of Illinois with a degree in music education. Mark was the most outstanding drum major in 1999 and has earned his first class in the Mason traditional styles, and this is Mark's 5th year on staff. Our next instructor is Miss Christine Werbianski. Christine is the former drum major of the Victor J. Andrew High School Marching Band in Tinley Park, Illinois. She's currently the drum major at the University of Illinois, where she's studying instrumental and vocal music education. Christine was the most outstanding drum major in 2001 here at the camp and has her first class in the corps style. This will be her 4th year on staff. And that's Christine. Next we have Mr. Jonathan Huffman. Jonathan is the former drum major of the Glenbrook South High School Marching Band in Glenview, Illinois. He will be a sophomore at the University of Illinois with a major in aerospace engineering and is a member of the Marching Illini trumpet section. Jonathan received the Most Outstanding Drum Major Award in 2004 at this camp and has his first class in both the mace and corps styles. This is John's first year on staff. Our last staff member is Miss Meredith Brazel. Meredith is the former drum major of the Oak Mountain High School Marching Band in Birmingham, Alabama. She just completed 2 years as drum major of the Auburn University Marching Band, as currently a senior music education major and an undergraduate teaching assistant at Auburn University in Alabama. Meredith has her first class in the corps style, and this is her first year on staff. And that is the instructional staff of Pete Said No. The next person I'd like to introduce is our drum major on the field. Our drum major for today's presentation is Elliot Lentz. Elliot, wave high. Elliot was the former drum major at Northwoods High School in Napanee, Indiana. All right, Elliot, is the band ready? All right, Pete Said No. Here we go.
Music is on.
That was pretty incredible, you guys. Way to go. Success. The next young man I'm very, very proud of because he happens to be one of my former students. Well, so is John New. I'm proud of him too. I guess I didn't think about that. But Kevin, after he graduated from U of I, and it was a TA with me, went on to become the director of Wheeling High School, one of the top high school bands in the Midwest, and then went on to become the director of the Marching 100 at Indiana University, and now presently is the associate director of bands and director of the internationally renowned Hawkeye Marching Band at the University of Iowa. And he's a master teacher, and we're so privileged to have him on our staff for many years now. And Mr. Kevin Caskins, University of Iowa.
Thank you, Gary. It's certainly a privilege to work with such a very talented staff and hardworking students.
Closer to the mic.
Okay, get a little closer to the mic here. First, I just want to say that it's just been great to work with a very talented staff and very hardworking students, and I guarantee you the students are ready to perform for you this morning. I'd like to introduce my staff, my teaching staff. First, we have Miss Abby Dahl. Abby is the former drum major of the O'Fallon Marching Band. This fall, she will be attending the University of Illinois, where she will be majoring in engineering and physics, as well as marching in the trumpet line of the Marching Illini. Abby was the most outstanding drum major in 2004 and has her first class in the mace and corps styles. Abby Dahl. Mr. Damian Place. Damian is the former drum major of the University of Iowa Hawkeye Marching Band. He is a recent graduate of the University of Iowa with a degree in music education and saxophone performance. Damian is currently the new director of bands at Williamsburg High School in Williamsburg, Iowa. Damian has his first class in the mace style. Mr. Damian Place. Ms. Tricia Oshiro. Tricia is the former guard captain of the Calgary Stampede Show Band in Canada, which has competed in Holland, Denmark, Germany, Japan, England, France, and the United States. She was a professional cheerleader in the Canadian Football League for the Calgary Stampeders for 2 years. Tricia has also performed in the All-American Capital One Bowl in 2002. And Tricia is currently the director and color guard instructor for Avant Garde from Canada and also competes with the Prairie Fire Winter Guard. Tricia has her first class in the corps style. Tricia Oshiro. Mr. Ed Selvey. Ed is the former drum major of the Hazelwood Central High School Marching Band in Florissant, Missouri. He is currently attending the University of Missouri-Columbia and is majoring in computer science. Ed received the Best Conducting Award in 2002 and has his first class in corps style. Ed Selvey. Ms. Kara Huffman. Kara is the former drum major of the Glenbrook South Titan Marching Band in Glenview, Illinois. She graduated from the University of Illinois in aerospace engineering in May of 2004. While at Illinois, Kara spent 4 years in the Marching Illini as a piccolo player, section leader, and 2 years as drum major. She just completed her first year of her PhD at MIT in aerospace engineering. Kara has her first class in the mace style. Ms. Kara Huffman. See what I mean? These are just great people to be working with. Our drum major today is Katie Walsh from Wheeling High School, Wheeling, Illinois. We are the Kool-Aid Brigade of Doom. Drum major, is our band ready? Are you ready, band?
Music is on.
Outstanding again. Our next group is led by Tom Keck as a core style band. Tom Keck, again, was a graduate of University of Illinois where he was section leader of the percussion. He happens to be the co-founder of our marching percussion camp, which we have. This year we had 130 students here attending that camp. Tom is a rare exception and one of those students who graduated from college and immediately became a college marching band director, something very rare at the University of New Hampshire. He's finishing his doctoral studies at Arizona State University, and he has also just been recently appointed as marching band director and assistant director of bands at the University of Georgia, the University of Georgia Bulldogs. So let's welcome Tom Keck, who will introduce his next group.
Thank you. Our band this week is named the Leonards, and the brief story on the title for the band is that Prez Maxon, a gentleman that did a demo for you earlier today with Mace, has apparently always wanted to name his band the Leonards, and every year it gets voted down. But our band this year decided that was really great, and as an homage to Mr. Maxon, we are the Leonards. So there's the story. I too that was interesting to clap for. Thank you. I too had an outstanding staff like the rest of the directors, and I want to make sure that you're familiar with their talents and their bios because it's quite impressive. We'll be starting with Miss Allison McGuire. Allison, if you'll acknowledge. Yes. She's the former drum major of the Oswego High School Marching Band, in which she led in the 2004 Tournament of Roses Parade. In 2004, she was the most outstanding drum major, as well as a recipient of the Golden Whistle Camper of the Week Award. This fall, she'll be attending the University of Illinois, where she'll be majoring in music education and marching baritone in the Marching Illini. Allison has her first class in the Mace style, and this is her first year on the staff. Allison McGuire. Mr. Jason Hillenbrand. He's the former drum major of the Palatine High School Marching Band. He's a music education major in the trombone studio at the University of Iowa, and he marched 2 years in the trombone section for the Hawkeye Marching Band. This year, he'll be drum major for the Hawkeye Marching Band. Jason has his first class in the Mace style, and this is his first year on staff. Jason. Miss Shaylin Love. Shaylin is the former drum major of the Charlotte High School Marching Band in Charlotte, Michigan. She'll be attending Michigan State University with a major in elementary education. She received the Most Outstanding Drum Major Award in 2004 and has her first class in the traditional style. This is her second year on staff. Shaylin. And Mr. Dan Ditzler. Dan's the former drum major of the Alexis I. DuPont High School Marching Band from Wilmington, Delaware. He currently attends Keene State College in New Hampshire, where he is pursuing a major in film production. Dan received the Outstanding Conducting Award in Advanced Conducting and has his first class in both the Mace and Corps styles. This is his third year on the staff. Dan. All right, Leonard, it looks like we're all there. Drum majors, take it away.
Music is on.
They're the best. Now we move to the band with the mixed styles. What's interesting about this band is it has within it about 30 students marching what we call traditional style, which is a chair step, and picking the leg up, pointing the toe, using a baton or a small signal baton equipment. And in the old days in the camp, everyone who came to camp was this style. And of course, little by little it dwindled to incorporate more of the mace and military and more of the corps until it almost completely died out, and we've had a couple of years ago only 5 or 6 students per week coming back. Well, this year there's over 30 students this week and 35 students coming in on the traditional style, which tells me that maybe there's going to be a swing back in this style, and that's a huge jump in 1 year. So you'll see half the students marching, with this style, a step, and then the other part of the band marching with, we call it the mace style, but basically it's a military marching style utilizing any type of equipment, whether it's a mace or a signal baton and so forth. And it's hard to teach this band because you have both styles. Now at the camp, we do not profess style. We profess methodology and then the ability to go home and teach whatever style your band uses at home and adapt to the system that we use here to adapt to the style that exactly as it is at home. And so this group is a challenge to work with, but they're fantastic. I can say, in all honesty, Smith Walbridge is directly responsible for the popularity of use of the mace in the Midwest. When this program was started many years ago, there weren't any bands in the Midwest that even knew what a mace was. And we started teaching classes in the use of a mace at drum major camp, oh my gosh, 20, 25 years ago. And the popularity has grown, and now lots of bands and colleges use the mace as a device to enhance the visual components of the drum major's performance. So conducting that group and teaching is one of our master teachers. In addition to instructing at our drum major camp, Sean is also assistant clinician with our marching band director's workshop that we have. And he's involved with that program. And also one of the young men who came right up through the ranks, starting out as a high school drum major down the road here, ran to a high school. He went to University of Illinois, then he went to University of Southern Mississippi, where he became head drum major, and is now assistant director of bands at one of the nationally renowned high school bands in Mississippi, Madison Central High School. And so Sean's one of our master teachers, one of the veterans, a young man who performed this week for the students, and one of our instructors in the upcoming Mace Clinic starts this afternoon. Let's welcome Sean Harris, who will introduce his band.
Okay, our band is titled Ligers of the Dark Side, and again, you've heard how incredible the staffs are with all these groups. Our staff is truly a special staff, takes a special and sometimes warped type of individual to handle what goes on in this group. I'm going to introduce them to you right now. The first is Miss Melissa Wiley. She's a former drum major of the Brighton High School Marching Band in Brighton, Michigan. Melissa has her first class, traditional style. This is her first year on staff. Next, we have Sarah Britton. She's the former drum major of the Batavia High School Marching Band. She attended Western Michigan University, where she was a drill instructor for the Bronco Marching Band Guard. She'll be transferring as a junior to IUPUI in the fall, where she'll be majoring in forensic science and investigation. She had her first class in Mace as well. Next, we have Miss Abby Dobies. Abby is a former drum major of the Brighton High School Marching Band in Brighton, Michigan, currently the drum major of the Bronco Marching Band at Western Michigan University, and this is her third year as a music education major. She has her first class actually in all 3 styles, which is almost unheard of. That's Abby Dobies. Next is Rob Feldman. Rob is a former senior drum major of the North Farmington Raider Marching Band. He finished his second season performing with the University of Michigan Marching Band, where he appeared in 2 nationally televised Rose Bowls on ABC. He has his first class in baton, and this is his 4th year on the staff. Rob Feldman. Finally, Mr. Press Maxson. Spent 4 years as drum major at the University of Iowa. He's performed at Disney World, Carnegie Hall, also a solo exhibition at the 2002 National Twirling Championships at the University of Notre Dame. He now works in Los Angeles, California as a professional musician, and performs regularly with a band, the Bo Dukes. He has his first class in the May style. This is his 6th year on staff, Press Maxon.
What time is it?
Outstanding for all four groups. What do you think?